Good afternoon. My name is Miss Stalmack, and I'm going to read to you the 3 questions, which is written and illustrated by John J. Muth, and the original story was written by Count Leo Tolstoy back in 1800s, so it's over 100 years old, this story. There once was a boy named Nikolai who sometimes felt uncertain about the right way to act. I want to be a good person, he told his friends, but I don't know the best way to do that. Nikolai's friends understood, and they wanted to help him. If only I could find the answers to my 3 questions, Nikolai continued, then I would always know what to do. The 3 questions are, what is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? And what is the right thing to do? Nikolai's friends considered his first question. Then Sonia, the heron, spoke. To know the best time to do things, one must plan in advance, she said. Gogol, the monkey, who had been rooting through some leaves to find something good to eat, said, you will know when to do things if you watch and pay close attention. Then Pushkin, the dog, who was just dozing off, rolled over and said, you can't pay attention to everything yourself. You need to have a pack to keep watch and help you decide what to do things. For example, Gogol, a coconut is about to fall on your head. Nikolai thought for a moment, then he asked his second question, who is the most important thing? Those who are closest to heaven, said Sonia, circling up into the sky. Those who know how to heal the sick, said Gogol, stroking his bruised noggin. Those who make the rules, growled Pushkin. Nikolai thought for some time. Then he asked the third question. What is the right thing to do? Flying, said Sonia. Having fun all the time, said Gogol. Fighting, barked Pushkin right away. Then the boy thought for a long time. He loved his friends. He knew they were all trying to be helpful and answer his questions, but their answers just didn't seem quite right. Then an idea came to him. I know, he thought. I will ask Leo the turtle. He has lived a very long time. Surely he will know the answers I am looking for. Nikolai hiked high into the mountains where the old turtle lived all alone. When Nikolai arrived, he found Leo digging a garden. The turtle was old, and digging was hard for him. I have 3 questions, and I have come to ask for your help, said Nikolai. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? And what is the right thing to do? Leo listened carefully, but he only smiled. Then he went out on with his digging. You must be tired, Nikolai said at last. Let me help you. The turtle gave him the shovel and thanked him. And because it was easier for the young boy to dig than it was for the old turtle, Nikolai kept on digging until the rows were all finished. But just as he finished, the wind blew wildly and the rain burst out from the darkened clouds. And as they moved toward the cottage for shelter, Nikolai suddenly heard a cry for help. Running down the path, he found a panda whose leg had been injured in a tree fall. Carefully, Nikolai carried her into Leo's house and made a splint for her leg with a bamboo stick. The storm raged on, banging at the doors and windows, and Panda woke up. "Where am I?" she said, "and where is my child?" The boy ran out of the cottage and down the path. The roar of the storm was deafening. Pushing against the howling wind and the drenching rain, he ran faster and farther into the forest. Then he found the panda's child, cold and shivering on the ground. Here's the little one. The little panda was wet and scared, but alive. Nikolai carried her inside and made her a nice, warm, dry space. Then he laid her in her mother's arms. Leo smiled when he saw what the boy had done. Yesterday, if you had not stayed to help dig my garden, you wouldn't have heard the panda's cry for help in the storm. Therefore, the most important time was the time you spent digging the garden. The most important one at that moment was me, and the most important thing to do was to help me with my garden. Later, you found the injured panda, and most important time was the time you spent mending her leg and saving her child. The most important ones were the panda and her baby, and the most important thing to do was take care of them and make them safe. Remember, then, there is only one important time, and the time is now. The most important one is always the one you are with, and the most important thing to do for the one you are standing at your side are those, my dear boy, the answers to the most important questions in the world. This is where we are. So they show a picture of the little boy, the turtle, and the animals and people he saved. Thank you for letting me read to you today, and I hope you enjoyed this short story that was written over 100 years ago and rewritten for us.